Shalom everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you are all doing well. In today's video, I'll be giving an update on Marcus Fakana's case. Now, if you haven't watched my previous video that I did just over a week ago, definitely go and check that out before watching this one. So if you haven't heard, Marcus Fakana was a 18-year-old boy that was from London and went on holiday with his family and met a young girl from London as well who was 17 years old, and they fell in love, slept together, and upon her arrival back into the UK, her mum found out of her relationship and called the police on Marcus. Now, she has turned 18 since then, but ever since that has happened, he has now been convicted and is going to spend a year in prison in Dubai for all of this. Okay. So there's certain things that I didn't mention in my previous video that I will be mentioning today. Some of these things might shock you, but trust me, you're going to want to hear it. So stay tuned and we'll start off by reading the news articles. So it says here, British teenager Marcus Fakana jailed in Dubai over holiday romance with girl. Londoner jailed in UAE despite family's plea to Dubai ruler for leniency. So it says here, a British teenager has been jailed in Dubai for having relations with a 17-year-old girl while the pair were on holiday. Marcus Fakana, an 18-year-old from Tottenham in North London, was on a trip with his parents when he struck up a holiday romance with the girl who was staying at the same hotel. Upon finding out about the relationship, the unnamed girl's mother reported Mr. Fakana to Dubai police and he was arrested. Then it says, on Wednesday, he was sentenced to 1 year in a Dubai prison. His lawyers claim is notorious for human rights abuses and torture. His family have issued a plea directly to Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum to spare Mr. Fakana a prison term over the sexual encounter, which would be legal in the UK. So for those who aren't aware, the girl that he slept with is British Indian, right? So her parents are of Indian heritage, so she is as well. And Marcus's last name, Fakana, from what I'm hearing and from what I can see, is of a Nigerian, potentially I'd say Nigerian descent, and most likely Yoruba if he is Nigerian. So it could be like Congo or Ivory Coast, but from what I'm seeing, from what Nigerian people are saying, is like it's of a Yoruba descent. And what's funny is that oftentimes African people, especially Nigerians, right? And to be honest, it is all Africans, I'm going to say, but I'm going to say especially Nigerians from what I've heard, like to take jabs at Jamaicans and at the Caribbean community, saying that they don't know how to raise their kids and their kids are wild and their kids are up to no good. Look at what you allowed your child to do on holiday. Now, this is insane because when you think about it, right? He was on holiday with his family for a birthday, but he found the time to constantly be with a girl while he's on holiday with his family. Now, where did they sleep together whilst they were on the holiday? It's not going to be in her hotel, but in the same hotel that he's staying with his family. So you're telling me that his family knew that he brought a strange girl, a foreigner, into his bed whilst they were on holiday, and his parents were cool with it. So look how the black family has fallen. Look at what they're allowing. This is just crazy. It's crazy to think that back in the days, we know that black parents, like, you know, we raised the kids up strict. Like, we weren't doing the same things that other kids were doing. And nowadays, most black children are acting wild. There are no more morals in play. There's no more integrity. There's no more discipline. So look at the punishment that he has to go through now. His lawyer claims that he's staying at a prison notorious for human rights abuses and torture. Guys, Marcus is only 18 years old and this is the prison that he has been sent to. Like, one thing about black people, right, is that we don't realize that we cannot get away with the same things that other people get away with. The problem with Black people in the UK is that we trust way too much in the system. We think that we're going to get justice and get a fair trial. That is not the case. And the Most High even told us that if we do not obey him, if we do not listen to what he says when he says, don't date outside of your race, don't marry these other nations, only marry Israelites, aka Black people, only stay with your own, we get punished 7 times more. We get punished way more than everyone else for the exact same thing, but we still don't seem to listen. We still don't seem to learn from our mistakes. Okay, back to the article now. So it says his representative, Rada Sterling, from detained in Dubai, branded the sentence an utter disgrace and said Mr. Fakana would appeal. Then it says, in a statement, she said, he was desperately hoping to come home this week, but prosecutorial mishandling in the first stages of the case meant it wasn't heard as a misdemeanor when it should have been. So for those who know the law well or have studied law, if this is not a misdemeanor, doesn't that mean this is a felony that he has been charged with? I don't know, because maybe the law is different in the UAE, but if it's not a misdemeanor, that means it's going to be a higher punishment. He's going to be seen as a felon in the UK and internationally. So here it says, calling a boycott of the nation, she added, I urge young people and parents to reconsider holidays in Dubai, where so many people find themselves at risk of unfair and lengthy detentions in prison, notorious for human rights abuses and torture. Holiday makers should book elsewhere until Marcus is free. There is so much public support for Marcus. They want to see him home, and a year in prison is not only unreasonable, it's an utter disgrace. I mean, when I heard of this, when this initially happened, I was just thinking, this is 3 months after the fact. So much has happened and we don't even know too much about it. That's the thing as well, right? We don't know too much about it. And also there has been some images that have been released of the girl and her mother, but I don't know if it's actually them, which is why I'm not going to release it. But when seeing the pictures, I was quite convicted that it could be them, but honestly, you never know these days, so I'm not going to put those pictures up there. But I was thinking, when this happened, we only heard of it 3 months later. So I thought to myself, if the British government could have done something, they would have already done it. So my hope wasn't in the government to do anything anyways. And seeing how much publicity it got, for me, I was thinking the Most High is about to use this boy as an example for other people to hopefully learn from this situation. Another thing, right, is that with Black people, we don't always learn from situations like this. I hope that there are some people that will wake up and be like, you know what? I will never get in an interracial relationship because I saw this and I was like, I don't ever want that to happen to me. Because some people look at this situation and they take the opinion of Ms. Rada Sterling saying that we should avoid Dubai. That's not just the problem. The problem is you need to avoid going with these other nationalities, because let me ask you this question. If it was a Black girl that he had slept with, it would have still been wrong because it's out of wedlock and all of that. But if it was a Black girl that he messed with, I highly doubt that her parents would have done the same thing that this Indian girl's parents did. I highly doubt it. It takes a level of spite and hatred to do this kind of thing. So reading on, right, so this is the English Prime Minister, and it says here, Ms. Sterling, a veteran expert witness in extradition cases involving the United Arab Emirates, said that the British government had abandoned the teenager, singling out Sir Keir Starmer, who had spent the weekend in the Gulf state. So hold on a minute, you're telling me that the Prime Minister was there and did absolutely nothing? This cannot be a bigger slap in the face and a bigger wake-up call for Black people to realize that the government does not care. Even the Prime Minister doesn't even care about you. He doesn't care about your youth. And it's time to wake up. And why would they care when they have told you on many occasions that they do not care, nor do they want you in their country? Because we're talking about a prime minister that said that there will be no talks of reparations for people that were victims of slavery, because it's just going to be having long, endless discussions about the past. Right. So that's what he said. And we had Kemi the Coon Badenoch, who is the leader of the Conservative Party, who is married to a white man, might I add, say the exact same, practically the exact same thing. And other members even saying things like slavery was beneficial. Like, we are talking about the same government that wanted to kick out and successfully deported the same people that they begged to come over to rebuild their country after World War II. They called over the Jamaicans that were of the Windrush generation. They said, please, we're begging you guys, please come and drive our buses, please come and fix up the country for us and do these jobs that our people do not want to do, and we don't have the manpower to do it. So they begged them to come over, and they did the work, they paid their taxes, and then they kicked some of them out. We are talking about that same government, the same people that have in the British Museum stolen artifacts that they had killed from people that are in villages in Africa, and now have them displayed there in the British Museum. The same people that financed and profited off slavery. And this is why the Bible says to Black people, never trust thine enemies. But we want to trust everyone and say we're all equal, we're all treated the same. We should just love everyone, and this is how they treat you. You're being silly, you're being blind, and this is what happens. So reading on, it says, she added, the UK has prioritized trade deals over people's lives. This is truly abhorrent. David Lammy and Keir Starmer have failed Marcus. This is an embarrassment to Britain. The Labour government should be ashamed they have not secured the freedom of a teenage tourist. It wasn't a difficult job. You see, people, it says it wasn't a difficult job. So clearly, this is another way of showing that they want him there, or that they just don't care about young Marcus. This is just another way. Like, if somebody is showing you they don't love you, they don't care about you, why are you still going to trust them? Why would you still believe that they're going to help you in any shape or form? So for those who aren't aware, David Lammy is the Foreign Secretary, and he was the one that would have been negotiating with the UAE to help with Marcus's case, to ensure that he's able to come back home and not get convicted out there in the UAE. And so he is a Black man that, just like many other Black politicians, especially in the West, that is married to a white woman. And for any Black person that is married to a non-Black individual, especially to a white person, when I see that, I know that they are a traitor and that I cannot trust you. I just cannot trust anyone that is not married to their own people. Like, I'm speaking on Black people, right? If you're not married to someone that looks like you, that looks like one of us, then you can't be trusted, and you most likely hate yourself. You hate your own people, and you wish that you were whatever nation that you've married. And that's even what the Bible says. The Bible says to Black people, if you don't marry your own, it means it's a sign that you hate your own people. So moving on with the article, it says, Mr. Fakana claims that he was unaware the girl, who is also from London and has since turned 18, was months younger than him when they first met. Now, like I said in my previous video, how do you not know this? How are you sleeping with someone you don't know their age? Like, that's just crazy. Like, that's some whole business. Because how are you going on holiday sleeping with someone? Like, that's wild. Like, so much stuff is just accepted these days, and it's just seen as the norm. Because even the fact that I'm saying this, I know some people are like, oh, what are you talking about? Everyone does that. Not everyone, sorry. Anyways, it says, under UAE law, the girl is legally classified as a minor, and her mother, being the legal guardian, filed the complaint. An Emirati government spokesman said, Dubai's legal system is committed to protecting the rights of all individuals and ensuring impartial judicial proceedings. Listen, right? Anyways, Dubai has only recently made sex out of marriage legal for tourists, but the country still has a strict Islamic legal system in place. In the UK, the pair's relationship would be legal. Sorry, I'm laughing, but it's not funny because it's just so hypocritical. Because it's saying that the country still has a strict Islamic system in place. Now, I already said this in my previous video. I already said this. If you are black and you don't know anything about Islam or the Arab slave trade and how the religion views black people, go and research that right away, please. Go and research this, because it's so hypocritical. Because you're telling me that the same religion that their prophet married a 6-year-old girl, the same religion that their prophet had claimed to have a dream of his wife, which was a 6-year-old girl. And when he had this dream of her, she was covered up, and he said, uncover her so I may see her. So you're telling me that the same prophet that wanted to see a naked baby girl, right? The same religion of the people that they say that they can't drink alcohol, but you get alcohol in heaven. In their paradise, they're doing it with 72 virgins. In their paradise, it says they have good-looking young boys to come and serve them. In their paradise, it says that the man's thing will never go soft. It's like, wait, this is the same religion that is saying that is strict, has a strict Islamic legal system in place. But meanwhile, it's okay to marry children, but it's not okay for an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old to sleep together if it was consensual. Now, like I said, I already said, like, this fornication and sleeping out of wedlock, that's all wrong. But according to their laws and to what they're imposing, it doesn't match up with what their religion allows them to do. I'll give you some further insight as to why this is highly hypocritical, because for those who aren't aware, so Dubai's Sheikh has 2 daughters which are princesses, which are currently being held in custody. I believe it's been for a couple years now that apparently they have been held in prison. And this is because they tried to flee from their father's yoke many times, but unfortunately have failed. And each time that they've been brought in, apparently they have even been tortured, allegedly. And this is what this article says, right? So the article says here, Dubai Sheikh was allegedly lining up his 11-year-old daughter to marry Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is 22 years her senior, a UK court heard yesterday. Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum reportedly discussed the agreement in February 2019, which would have seen his daughter, Princess Jalila, aged 11, married to bin Salman. The case was brought to light by the girl's mother, Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, in a British court yesterday, as part of the marital feud between her and Al Maktoum. Princess Haya fled the UAE last year and filed for a divorce in the UK. She said the planned nuptials were a key reason why she ran away. So I hope that you are seeing the hypocrisy here, because apparently it's okay for a 11-year-old girl to marry a 33-year-old man, but it's not okay for a 17-year-old girl to sleep with a 18-year-old boy because they have to protect the minor, they say. And even says here, the billionaire ruler of Dubai has previously been accused of kidnapping his daughters. In 2000, Sheikha Shamsa Al Maktoum tried to escape from her father's $130 million estate in Surrey, UK, when she was 18 years old. And yeah, she was found by Cambridge and forcibly returned to Dubai, where no news has since been heard about her, and where she is said to have been imprisoned and beaten. Guys, are you seeing? The proof is right here in the pudding. It's right here. I feel like I shouldn't really have to say too much on this. There's not too much that I need to add, but it is clear here that this is a country that is highly hypocritical. These people practice a religion that is very hypocritical. And for those who aren't aware, in neighboring countries, there are so many cases of young girls that are dying because they have been forced into marriage with men that are way older than them, and therefore they die either because of the intercourse, or it's because of through giving birth. There are so many wild cases of seeing like 7-year-olds, 9-year-olds. These are all children that have been married off to older men, and that apparently is acceptable in their religion. You see, when I'm saying research the religion, there's so much there that you guys can research. Honestly, like, there's so much there. Like, it says stuff like black people are a deformed creature, and that, you know, that they shouldn't procreate with us. It says that we're so dumb and that we are basically like animals, or animals are more intelligent than us. Like, it says so much mad stuff. So why would you think the people that believe this stuff are going to let you off the hook? So black Muslims, please look into your religion and to what your prophet has been saying about you. Anyways, it says, Mr. Fakana, who is said to have been overwhelmed by supporters in the UK, previously told detained in Dubai, "We had a wonderful time together. We really liked each other, but she was secretive with her family because they were strict. My parents knew about our relationship, but she couldn't tell hers. She had to meet me without telling them it was to see a boy. When she left, I couldn't wait to see her again when I got home. Then suddenly police knocked on our hotel door. They said they were taking me in for questioning but wouldn't tell me why. I couldn't imagine what for. I was frightened and my parents were terrified." So one thing that I've not heard anyone say about this is if this girl truly loved him, because he's going on about how we couldn't wait to see each other again in London, we really liked each other, she couldn't tell her family and all of this. And it's like, if she truly loved him or cared about him even, right? Let's say she didn't love him because she just met him, right? And she never would have really loved him anyways. But let's say she did. How come she never found a way to try and reach him and tell him what her mum was about to do? Because she knew what was about to happen to him, and it only takes a minute to research what could happen if an underage person sleeps with someone that is of age in the UAE. You could have easily searched this, and she could have found out, like, listen, these laws in Dubai, it's no joke. You could end up in prison for a very long time. She could have warned him, but she never did. Even up until this date, she has never done anything to help him. She's not come out and said, guys, it was me. I'm sorry for what I've done to Marcus. She's not written anything to help with his case. Even if she wants to do it all privately and not show her identity, she could write something to try and appeal. Because that way, Rada Sterling would have been like, oh, the girl has even come forward to say this and try and help with Marcus's case. She's not done any of that. So if you truly cared about someone, and if you can see how bad that the consequences have hit him, wouldn't you want to help him? But yet again, our people like to learn the hard way. The Most High even says that he chastises us in vain because he keeps giving us these hard lessons, but we're just not learning from it. And that is in Jeremiah chapter 2 and 30. It says, "In vain I have chastened your children, they received no correction." We're not learning from all these beatings that we're receiving. We're just not learning. Again, I'm going to reiterate to my people, to black people who, yes, we are the chosen people that the Bible speaks of. Yes, we are the Israelites. And the Most High has told us on many occasions to not date outside of our race. Now, some people will come with the, oh, we're all equal and love is love and God doesn't want us to be separate. Then why has he told us on many occasions to not swirl with other nations? Why has he told us to never trust our enemy? He told us those things for a reason. And if we don't want to listen, then we will get chastised heavily in situations just like this one. I want to say thank you to all those that were dropping some gems, big words of wisdom in my previous video that I did on this, because I tell you, in the UK, so many people are coons. And the thing is, when you think of the two biggest religions that our people are yoked onto, it's either Christianity or Islam. And Christianity is the whitewashed religion, and then Islam is the Arab washed religion, should I say. So it's either we're worshipping white people or Arabs. And oftentimes it's just rare to find anyone that has a pro-black mindset. So I'm going to have a read through some of the comments from my previous video, which is going to reiterate my points that I've been making and shed some light on some positive things that people have been saying. So big shout out to Hebrew Elevation Church. There's so many great documentaries on there right now. So I'd say go and check it out. So Hebrew Elevation Church said, "Saddest thing about this from my perspective is that black people don't know that this problem is a biblical one. Ezra 9 and 12. Now therefore give not your daughters unto their sons, neither take their daughters unto your sons, nor seek their peace or their wealth forever, that ye may be strong, and eat the good of the land, and leave it for an inheritance to your children forever. And this is exactly why I say Christianity and the Bible are two separate things, because they don't like to teach these kind of things. And here's my response. Amen. If Black people truly applied the Bible to their life, especially the parts about not participating in interracial relationships, we wouldn't be in these type of situations. Shame on the parents and on the boy. Now, I didn't even see this next comment until just today, but shout out to Just Watching 4404. This person says, I agree, stubborn and stiff-necked from beginning to end. That's why the majority of the time when these mixed relationships go bad, we're generally on the losing end. Exactly what I always say. So sleeping with the descendants of our historical and current oppressor and expecting a blessing. Doesn't the Bible say something about 2/3 not gonna make it? I truly believe we're driven to wipe ourselves out. We really don't need others to do it. Didn't the Bible also say that the Creator sent a strong delusion? I believe it, valuing the opinion of others over our Creator's opinion. This is so much has been said here, right? And everything that this person said is facts, it's true. Another shout out that I want to give is to Cushite Revenge 5696. They said, Dear Daughters of Zion, I love your podcast. Please keep up your good work teaching our Black people about racism. Thank you so much. I appreciate this comment. I'm against interracial dating for Black people as well, because all it does is create confusion in the minds of Black people. 100%. Not only it's confusion for Black people in those relationships, and it is a very compromising position, but it's also confusion for the mixed children that they are bringing into this world. Do they not seem to stop and think about the conditions that their child is going to be brought up in? Oftentimes these people are so selfish that they don't even think that far ahead. Last thing I'll mention is that a lot of people are saying online that he should have known the laws of the country before going there. Now, I just wonder how many people that go on holiday and Google the laws of the country that they are about to travel to. I just wonder, especially the people that are saying this. But then again, it's just the hypocrisy and ridiculousness of other nations and even our own people as well that are claiming that we should have certain high standards of knowing the laws of the country. Meanwhile, they would not uphold those same standards of knowing the law of the countries they're traveling to themselves. I was even sent some comments from Twitter about people saying that he should be grateful that he got a year and not 20 years. You see, our people were just so delusional. We don't seem to see the truth, even though it's right in our face, that it's just more than that. Anyways, thank you all for watching the video till the end, and for those that did enjoy it, please make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and share the videos with others that you think will find it beneficial as well. And do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Yah willing, I will see you all in the next video soon. Yah bless.